Well, all right. Welcome back. This is Sandi Ballard, your host of Monday Motivation Podcast, No More Excuses. This is week 52, 1 year. I'm so excited. 1 year of doing this. It's such a huge success for me. And I really, really appreciate all of you being here, all of you listening, all of you sharing the podcast around the world, actually. And just keep helping me spread the word. I really, really appreciate it, because just in the last few weeks where I've asked you to share the podcast and the links to some of the other posts I make, I've seen an increase in listenership and really do think it's pretty cool that people are actually listening to me outside of my own little world. So thank you for making me continue to come back and do this for you, because obviously if you weren't listening, I'd only be talking to myself. So if you don't know me, first-time listener, it's www.growingforward.biz is my website. Check me out. I am a coach, author, facilitator, and keeper of a whip and pointy shoes for when my clients need that extra encouragement, we'll say. So, all right. Last week's podcast was about, are you willing to put in the time, the effort, the work that you need for your success? How had you been doing that? Are you willing to work for you? And are you worth it? Do you feel like you're worth it? Gosh, I sure hope so. I hope you think so. And as I've mentioned before, it's amazing the people that have told me that, and I didn't, or they told me, I didn't realize it would be so hard. And I've even had a couple tell me, no, they don't want to work that hard to make their hobby a business or their dreams come true because they thought they wanted to do XYZ or own or start a company, something like that. And that's okay, but are they okay? Are you okay with what people would say about you at the end, at your funeral? Yes, think about that for a moment. Now, don't take me wrong. Most of my clients will and are working that hard on their goals and turning their dreams into reality. And when it gets hard, it does and can suck. But do you know how to stop, take a breath, and dig deeper to keep going? Remember, one of my favorite sayings, it's not if, it's when shit goes sideways. It's how you react. How are you going to react? How will you respond? Because shit goes sideways for me all the time. And it's just how you get back in there and address what's going on and what happened, why, and how to move forward. Yes, focusing on the end result, staying focused. Focus, motivation, accountability, right? So staying focused on that goal, making adjustments will help you get back on track and keep you working hard on your goals and for you. So, are you already, or will you start putting forth the effort needed? Are you willing to commit to your success? Friday's post in my social media was, I asked, what was the hardest thing you've ever done? And I had someone respond, and it was exiting the agency business that he built. It was the hardest business, well, he said I built, was the hardest business that I made. It was the right one, as the agency had really overspecialized and legislation changed the market of our core business. And the other segments were not supporting the sophistication of tools and standards they once had a reputation, they built the reputation on. And so it was time to move on. So that can be hard. And, his comment may have been about walking away from his agency business, something he had been so excited about, but it had grown frustrating and was no longer what he went to bed about and got excited about and what he woke up excited about, because that's what's important. He had gotten to the point where it was what kept him up at night and got him up in the morning stressed out and frustrated. So he's still in the industry, but where the success comes in is that he took a breath, dug deeper, and made a huge change, a big change. He moved his family very far away and left longtime friends and his comfort zone. Yes, holy crap, his comfort zone. That's huge. It's huge for a lot of people. So you've you've got to make sure that you're willing to commit to yourself, even if it means walking away from something. Okay? Now let's go back to what I asked at the beginning of the podcast. What would you want people to say about you at your funeral? How does this all relate? Well, what would you want your obituary to say? What are you excited about? What keeps you up at night and what gets you excited and get out of bed in the morning? Are you willing to walk away from things? Are you willing to put forth the effort? Yeah, I've started doing this exercise in workshops I facilitate, and I will make sure, if you are one of my clients or thinking about becoming a client, be ready. You will do this exercise. So what would you want your obituary to say? At the end of your time, do you want people to say, wow, oh, that, insert your name here, she tried so hard, but, wow, he could have been so much more. Had he only, wow, he was so close to becoming well, I remember she always wanted to, but didn't. Or would you rather people say, wow, she was amazing. He tried so hard, and look what he did. She made such an impact, such a difference. And he was so great at, et cetera, et cetera. Recently, I was interviewed by Terry Stacy and Mel McMahon, WIBC here in Indy. And I gave that example. And as Mel said, wow, that blows my mind just thinking about that. But, if we know tomorrow that we're going to die, are we living in regret? Or would we be living in regret? Are we maximizing our potential to not live a life in regret? To have people say awesome things about you? And in that interview, one of the things I talked about was the fact that this does not apply just to entrepreneurs, business owners. It's life. So even if you don't own a business, think about this, because we're all going to go at some time. But one of the things is, the examples I gave was, wow, she raised amazing kids. She was a fantastic stay-at-home mom, or he, because there's some stay-at-home dads. She was the best cook. Wow, have you ever seen anyone, bake, cook, sing, change a tire? Have you, anything? Have you ever seen how he cuts his grass? Anything, whatever it is, whether you work, don't work, own a business, not own a business, want to own a business, what do you want people to say about you at your funeral? So that is your homework for this week. What will your obituary say? I want you to email me, sballard@growingforward.biz, or post it wherever you're hearing this, on LinkedIn, Facebook, Libsyn, if you're listening through Libsyn. You probably can't do it through iTunes, maybe, but make sure you get that to me. Post it. Share with the world. What do you want people to say about you? So then you can start working towards that and make sure you're maximizing your potential, you're achieving your goals, you're doing the little habits and things you need to do to become the best you can be. Okay? Because we all get to the end, and this isn't the end. This is week 52. This is 1 year, and I'm looking forward to many more years. But I know what I want people to say about me. All right, that's it for this week. Make sure you contact me, sballard@growingforward.biz, B-I-Z, or comment here if something happens and you want me to get a hold of you. And if you can't figure it out, if you have no idea what you want people to say about you, or you're afraid to think about it, or once you do write that and aren't sure how to get there, Stepping Stones strategy session. Let's do one. They're amazing. Have a great week. Cheers.